everyone, it's Courtney from the Colorado Wolf and Wildlife Center. Today I'm in here with our two red foxes. This little girl is Lika and this is her brother Nevada. Hi, there you go. So these two are in fact red foxes. This is not their winter coat. This is their coat year round. They are a little bit fluffier with their winter coat, but it is always going to be white. Now the reason their coat is white is because their parents were genetically modified at a fur farm. The genetic modification comes through inbreeding. So they did come to us in their mother's belly. She was genetically modified to turn white too through this inbreeding process at these fur farms. The reason that they're doing this is to get these white recessive traits to come out, these tricolors, grays, and stuff like that. The red fox is the second most found animal at a fur farm. In order to maximize profit and be able to sell coats for other here you go. As other colors, they're going to pull out these recessive traits, and specifically with our red foxes turning white, what they're going to do is sell their pelts as knockoff Arctic fox fur. The Arctic fox is not as common as you would think in these fur farms and even running around in the Arctic. So it's just a cheaper way for them to get more money. But like I said, it is a knockoff brand. Now, unfortunately, these two were raised by a single dad. Their mother passed away within hours after giving birth to them. Here you go, Lika. Because she had an immune deficiency. Inbreeding, of course, is extremely unhealthy for mammals. And so what happened after she gave birth, her immune could not recover from her pregnancy and she did pass away. Lika here, her brother Nevada, she does not have herself that much of an immune problem, but her brother does suffer still. They are 14 years old, and every single year Nevada does get chronic ear infections where we have to get the vet to come out and remove little polyps from his ear, and his eyes are extremely weepy. And again, this is because of their genetic modification at these fur farms. Now, the fur industry, especially here in the United States, does say that fur is not a vanity object, that it is, there you go, that it is needed to keep warm. You go, Nevada. Unfortunately, that is not true, and people do read into this because they're saying that they take care of their animals and that they care about animal welfare. Well, here in the United States, we still have fur farms in a lot of our states, and they are not falling under the Animal Welfare Act. The wildlife agencies are passing on the responsibility of the animals in these fur farms to the agriculture industry. Unfortunately, the agriculture industry also does not want this. So a lot of these animals in most of your states are actually going to be left without protection. They do not fall under the Animal Welfare Act or the Humane Slaughter Act. So what the outcome of this is they're kept in extremely small cases. A lot of these places do not have veterinary care. They say that they do, but they are not required to under laws because they are falling under this gray act between the wildlife and the agriculture industries. So they're kept in small cages. They're extremely stressed out, and they will begin to self-mutilate and almost go crazy in a lot of these instances. It is very, very sad. And in the United States, there you go, Nevada, the way we're actually getting our pelts is, yes, we're not necessarily skinning them alive, but what we turn to is gassing and electrocution. Now with gassing, not always, it's very stressful, and it's not always going to work. There you go. The very first time, so sometimes they're getting gassed a little bit longer, and the electrocution is even worse because they're not legally having to electrocute them for long enough for them to be dead. So 5 to 10% of the time that they are getting skinned, they are alive in the United States. So unfortunately, because the United States does not have any laws that say how you should keep or kill these animals at our fur farms, because every single state they do allow fur farms. That doesn't mean every single state has them, but the ones that do are basically working off the radar, off of your wildlife agencies and your agriculture agencies. So because of that, they do like to promote clean cages and animal welfare, but unfortunately that is not the case for most of our fur farms, even here in the United States. Now, most fur does come from China, and unfortunately China is very, very far behind on animal welfare. They're the #1 country that does provide everyone in the world with fur, and if you see some of these videos, they are very shocking with how they're treating their animals, just because, like I said, there are no animal welfare laws at all in China. Most of our fur, like I said, coming from China is going to be from a cruel way, and so a lot of people get the fake fur because a lot of people do understand that we don't need these real these guys' fur to keep warm or for our fashion statements. We have those fake fur pelts. Now, unfortunately, with some of this fake fur, there have been videos found in some of your big chain stores that are extremely popular with the little hats with the little fur on the top. People buy those thinking, oh, this has to be fake fur. Unfortunately, not all of that is fake fur. It is labeled as a faux fur, but it is not. So we do ask that you educate yourself on what real fur looks and feels like. If you look at the base to see how it is made or connected to that hat or that coat, you will be able to tell what the fur, if it is real fur. So Born Free USA has been quoted to say that the fur industries do cause cruel and horrific treatment towards their animals, and that they're posing a serious threat to our environment because of the fecal matter and being able to dump it in some of these rivers and lakes. The Animal Legal and Historical Center has also said that the United States is lagging very far behind on the rest of the world on our treatment of animals in our United States fur farms. We're right below China. So what we are asking you is just to make sure that you're sticking with those fake furs, making sure that they are fake furs, and you're not participating in this very cruel industry. Again, our U.S. Fur Commission does like to say that they treat their animals kindly, that they have veterinary care. You really can't believe that that's happening 100% of the time. So just to ensure that you are not participating in these bad situations, please, again, just stick with your fake animal furs. Again, our red foxes are the second most found animals at these fur farms. So you saw little Lika and Nevada, very cute little guys and a little girl. So make sure you're just not hurting them. Think of them when you're going shopping. So again, I'm Courtney from the Colorado Wolf and Wildlife Center. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.